Ironfish may be moving to a completely custom mining algorithm. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. If you may recall, Ironfish a few days back went ahead and announced that they were going to coordinate a vote for a change of algorithm. This is to prevent ASICs and FPGAs from mining on the network. This, in theory, should help increase the cost to mint, which could increase the price of Ironfish, as well as potentially increase adoption, as there are a bunch of GPU miners looking for a new home. Now, what ended up happening, of course, is they posted on Discord, and I covered this previously and went over the top choices, being modified ETH B3, which is Blake 3 with memory lookup to make it ASIC resistant, and that is currently being used by a project that is called Retherium. Of course, you can check out my video covering Retherium if you like, and it is something that I've mined quite a bit of in preparation for the next bull run. Next, we have ETH with EIP 3372. This, in theory, would not be completely ASIC resistant, as you would have some of the ETH ASICs probably be able to go ahead and mine it, but they would still require memory modules within those ASIC machines, which does mean it is more competitive for GPU miners than on, say, their current algorithm for mining, which is Blake 3. Third, we have Autolicos V2, which is something you may have heard of in the past, called Ergo. Interestingly enough, we have seen Ergo devs in the Discord for Ironfish discussing that change, and there's a specific reason for that we'll cover in just a second. And then finally, the last option was ProgPow, and ProgPow is run most famously in Ravencoin, but has been adopted by a ton of different altcoins across the cryptocurrency sphere and has proven to be very ASIC resistant. However, it does utilize a lot of power as well as generate a lot of heat. So some miners are adverse to this, especially home miners in southern areas where it may be a bit hotter. So they do offer the potential for adding additional suggestions. The original voting was going to open on September 1st, which was already gone and passed, and then it was supposed to close on September 12th, but now there's a new option coming along the way. But before we get into it, the interesting thing here is Red Panda Mining did run a poll surrounding this particular choice between these four options, and Autolicos V2 won in this particular case. So that's when we started seeing Arminio hop into the mining channel of the Ironfish Discord to discuss changes and that Ironfish may need in particular for their particular coin and the way the rest of it functions. But then out of nowhere, we had a big announcement today, and you will actually be seeing this in a couple days because we have a few videos coming out before this. But Daniel Fish said in the Discord, "Hello Ironfish miners, we had a long discussion with the LOL lead dev, which is the dev for LOL miner, I believe, about the algorithm change yesterday, along with very helpful information about the current algorithm options. He also offered to come up with a proposal for an algorithm specific for Ironfish. A custom algorithm would, of course, reduce the chance that any optimizations, FPGA or ASICs, from existing algorithms could be reused for Ironfish. To give him time to complete the proposal, we're going to push back the vote. Once his proposal has been completed, we'll add it to the voting with the other options already discussed. This should happen in the next week or two, and all options should be ready by the weekly miners call on the 19th of September. We also said that we want to make sure voters are well informed of their options. To that end, we are looking for individuals who are passionate about one of the algorithm proposals to give an argument for their preferred algorithm. Advocates should be prepared to write a short, few paragraphs proposal, along with being able to advocate for the algorithm during the September 19th weekly miner call. We think this advocate route is the fairest way to provide accurate information, giving the stage to those who are most knowledgeable and passionate about the specific choice. If you would like to be an advocate for an algorithm, please let us know." Lots of exciting news coming out of this. One, it's really cool to see them paying attention to miners and what they think. Obviously, with the GPU miners space being a lot larger than the ASIC miner space as far as amount of individuals that participate within the networks. I think this should have a pretty big bump in participation surrounding this vote. As far as the algorithm choices go, we kind of talked about the original 4 algorithm choices in the previous video, so you can check that out for my opinion on those. I think Autolicos V2 winning is primarily due to the fact that it does run so cool and is good for miners in the southern hemisphere. However, I do think that we have realized that there are quite a few issues or potential issues when implementing that with Ironfish in particular. Now, a custom algorithm would be very, very exciting because we haven't seen a bunch of new proof of work algorithms that are GPU and ASIC resistant on the horizon. You know, the newest coins that have been releasing, any ones that release their own mining algorithm, have leaned towards allowing ASICs on their networks, Caspa being the most famous here recently. But of course, in my humble opinion, that does hurt adoption, as well as going ahead and putting the power into kind of a centralized sphere there. I think that ASIC resistance is very important. That being said, of course, I do prefer on the Caspa side that it is a fair launch, and we have to be completely frank with Ironfish here not being a fair launch and having a huge disparity in favor of the developers and the foundational funds, that, you know, there's still a lot of questions surrounding it, especially as it pertains also to even the privacy options and the way that integrates on the state side with regulation. There's a lot here outside of just the mining algorithm change that is challenging, I think, for Ironfish in particular. But I am very excited to see what solutions come about with the LOL, with Mr. LOL here, and what this new mining algorithm would look like and how it would be ASIC resistant. I am definitely leaning towards that option being my favorite option, because I think that there are also, you know, specific things that the community could contribute to make this mining algorithm fresh, new, and a better option for GPU miners than what already exists. And I think that it would be beneficial to put that work in from the LOL miner perspective, as opposed to just adopting something that's already existing, because frankly, everything that exists still does have issues. I could argue with ProgPal being, you know, ASIC resistant and remaining that way. But like I said, some of the issues with the amount of heat can be very impactful. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you leaning towards implementing one of the 4 algorithms that were already proposed? If so, which one and why? Maybe we can get those relayed to the miners call on the 19th. And if you are in favor of the custom algorithm, please note why, and maybe note a couple of features you would like to see within that mining algorithm. That way we could also pass those along. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification bells down below so you're notified when I make a video and put it live, and I will see you next Tuesday. Don't forget to check out sonofatech.locals.com for my daily moves, and you can get a free month of supporter status on Locals with the purchase of my crypto mining e-horse at sonofatech.com.